Hi, it's Shirley and Graham here from Sanji Adventures. And this morning, on this beautiful sunny morning in northern Cyprus, we're on the beach in Maraş or Varosha. And we're going to take you around this old town, which has been closed for quite a few years. Come on with us.
Hi, it's Graham here. I was born and brought up in Cyprus. I was born in Lefkosia and spent a lot of my early life here in what was then called just Famagusta. In the 50s, 60s and 70s, it was a wonderful area for all the rich and famous who would come here on holiday and had a tremendous reputation for being the in place to be. And it was very formative in my upbringing here as a youngster. Try and imagine 50 years ago, a young 17-year-old lad sitting on the beach, quite about half a mile down the road here, enjoying the sunshine with my friends, dipping in and out of the water, when a couple of Greek lads came charging onto the beach and say, go home, there's a coup going on. We were all quite shocked, but apparently the National Guard and the EOKA terrorist movement had decided to have a coup and oust Archbishop Makarios as the elected president. That day I had to cycle past the old town hall with muck and bullets flying all over the place and managed to get back to my house then, which was just outside the old walled city. A week later, the Turkish army intervened, mainly to protect the lives of the Turkish Cypriots in villages who were being systematically killed by the EOKA terrorist movement, and they came in to actually stop that. Not going into too much politics, but what has happened now, the Turkish army moved and took a third of the island, and Famagusta was annexed. A lot of the Greek and Turkish people who lived in this town all were evacuated very quickly. And since 50 years ago, this part of the town has remained completely empty. What we're going to do now is take you around, and I might even be able to show you where I used to live and the beaches that I used to play on. So do come with us. It should be quite an interesting, if not quite an emotional exploration for me today. We've just entered now the closed off part of Maraş, Verosha, and you can begin to see now some of the houses which have been left empty for 50 odd years. It's quite poignant for me as I walk through these streets, because these were the playgrounds of my youth in a sense, and all these people now hire bikes. We spent a lot of our time cycling around Famagusta on bikes, going to different beaches. It's quite eerie. Of course, a lot of these buildings are closed off now, not for any other reason than to say they're probably not particularly very safe to walk in. They've been standing around with no renovation work done for 50 odd years, so they do need to be very careful. Again, you can see an old crane there rusting away as they were building that hotel there when all the troubles actually started. As I said on the beach, this really was a playground for the rich and famous, and I think Sophie Loren and Elizabeth Taylor, Richard Burton and various other people had property here and would holiday here on quite a regular place. It really was the in place to be. My father was stationed here for many years and absolutely loved the island, and was just in the process of buying a villa in Boaz, or Bogaz as it was called at the time, just before all of this started. So he was quite heartbroken that he was unable to fulfill a dream and live here on the island. So in a sense, because I spend a lot of my time here now, I'm sort of living the life that he wanted. I hope he's looking down on me and giving me the thumbs up for doing that. All very eerie. A nice villa there someone had very close to the seafront. I'm just walking around now, I think, to a part of the beach that has been opened. So we'll have a quick look before we go back into walk down the main high street there, which is John F. Kennedy Street. Yeah, there seems to be a whole crowd of people here. So we'll just have a wander down and see what they're up to, and then turn around and go back into the sealed off area. Just going to take you around now and give you a first glimpse of the glorious old Famagusta Riviera. I spent many a happy hour and many a happy year down here swimming. Glorious beach, glorious clear water. Look at those lovely hues of blue. And then surrounding it, all this empty real estate. Could be full of people enjoying themselves. How sad is that? Well, here's a memory. This is the Edelweiss Cafe, which we used to frequent as youngsters. Looking a little bit more dishevelled than it was when we used to go. More little roads going down to the beachfront here. Oh, the cultural centre. We must go into the cultural centre up here. It's got lots of amazing exhibits and a lot of history of Famagusta and history of title deeds and all those sorts of things. So it'd be well worth a look. In fact, they've created little park areas just off the main road here so people can stop on the way. And a little cafe here, which is all very pretty. It seems quite funny that all this is developed and surrounding it are all these old buildings that are just slowly collapsing before your eyes. I suppose you can see now what 50 years of neglect does to buildings. You know, nature does start to take over. The buildings eventually will crumble down unless they do something with them. And it'll all revert back to nature again. Beautiful bougainvillea there. It's so quiet, which is what I can't take on really. God, it was such a vibrant, lively, noisy place when we were here as youngsters. This beautiful old villa here, being covered now in foliage. We've just come up to the culture centre and we'll go in and take a look here. It's meant to be very interesting. Now, reading this statement here is really interesting when you look at what the current day arguments are. I'll read it for you. While issuing his fatwa for the conquest of Cyprus, Seyhul Islam Ebsudad Effendi quoted, "Minority Christians living in Cyprus, Greeks and Armenians are being persecuted under the Venetian Catholic administration, attacking and hijacking merchant ships passing by the island, and ordered this cruelty to be terminated." In other words, the aim of the conquest of Cyprus is to stop the persecution against minorities and bring peace to all the Turkish, Greek, Armenian, Maronite, Muslim, Christian and Jewish people living on the island. As a result of the foundations they established immediately after the conquest, people lived in a close economic balance with each other. The inhabitants of the island were neither very rich nor very poor, and a system was established to give everyone the means to produce all kinds of production were supported, while real property was donated at an affordable rent for producer in need. Today we're trying to pursue the same goals for society. Our main goal is to bring prosperity to people's lives by producing, sharing, as well as supporting others. This is so enlightening. What these foundations do, EVCAF, is incredible. And again, as part of real Cypriot society on the island, that's how it was. In developing their philosophy, the EVCAT Foundation, which is still very strong now, used the works of people like the famous Persian philosopher and poet Rumi to help underpin their beliefs, their philosophies, and the way in which they work with people. Just walking past all these villas now as we come down, I think, onto John F. Kennedy Street, which is the road that sort of runs parallel to the back of all the hotels which face the beautiful beach we used to go to. It's just so quiet. See the roof collapsing here in these buildings. I would imagine if they did ever open this place up again, they'd have to knock most of these hotels down because they were built so close to the beach and built on sand, so the foundations are probably pretty shaky. Now, the one hotel over here, which looks as if it's occupied, is indeed. It's a UN base, where a lot of UN soldiers are based here. Coming around the corner here as we're moved away from the United Nations Hotel, we're coming to an area which looks very familiar to me. I mean, I haven't been here for 50 odd years, but this looks very familiar. Take a walk around here. Well, this is a bit of an emotional shock here. This house here, I lived in when I was 5, 6 and 7 years old. Number 24, Miaulus Street. And I looked down the side garden here and there was a well. And I've got some photographs of me and my sister dressed up as cowboys chasing each other around that well. Well, this is an emotional slap round the face, I must admit. Fancy seeing this again. Absolutely fantastic. Wow. 60 years ago I lived here. I don't know if that's fantastic or scary, actually. I don't know where the time's gone. I know as youngsters we were very happy here because we used to sort of come out of the house here and go down that little, well, there's a little lane there, which I can't remember if these hotels, I don't think there were. I think it was just open land, which took us down to the beach. And my sister and I, who's about 3 years older than me, used to wander down there on a regular basis. How amazing is this? walk around the side. Oh, this building may collapse at any time. It's dangerous. Wow. And that room in there was our front lounge. And I can remember being there one Christmas when I was 6, I think. And one of the Christmas presents I got was a Beatles single called Money, That's What I Want. And I played it continuously, so I think my dad lost it quite quickly. Walking back round the street, I'm sure it's called Meowless Street. Back down onto John F. Kennedy Drive now. Wow. Oh, quite an emotional experience. Well, if my mum and dad are looking down, I hope they were with me then when we saw that. Walking back along the beachfront now with all the beachfront hotels and apartments. Lots of my friends had apartments in these blocks, and quite a few of the teachers at our school also had apartments here as well. This really was a sort of cracking part of town to live in here. And all these would have been alleyways going down to the beaches. Our favourite bit of the beach was a little bit further on. Hopefully we'll be able to pop down and have a look. But that's where we used to meet after an arduous morning at school. Finish about 1 o'clock, 1:30, come home, have a light lunch, and then straight down the beach afterwards. It was a hard life, but we had to do it. It's amazing, look at all this overgrown land. It went from being the jewel of the Mediterranean to being, well, you could almost have filmed 28 days later here now, looking at it. Very, very sad. Such a vibrant place. Oh, well, it gets even more amazing now. We're just coming up to the part of the beach where we all used to congregate during the summer months. And amazingly enough, this is a spot that's been picked to enable people to come here and come down to the beach and have a swim. Wow. Look, there's a lovely boardwalk now coming down, right down to the beachfront. Empty hotels and apartment blocks each side of this palm-lined boardwalk. Wow. It's as if 60 years hadn't happened. This was our favourite spot. The amazing thing is, we have got a 50-year reunion of all the kids who went to King Richard School in Decalia. And we're going to meet up and come back down here again as part of the reunion. It's nice coming here first just to sort of suss it all out. But this is definitely the best beach on the whole island. And it was our really, really favourite place. Looking right up to the end over there to Cape Greco. Panning slowly around to the Palm Beach Hotel where we started off this morning. What a beautiful place.
Just walking along with Graham, lost in his thought. This is the beach that she used to spend a lot of his time on when he was a young teenager here in Famagusta. It brings back many, many, many happy memories for him, but also some challenging memories too.
This has been a bit of an emotional experience coming back, walking through old Famagusta here, down Verosha and Maraş, as they call it, on this side of the island now. It's been lovely revisiting some of my old haunts. Tinged with a bit of emotion, but it's been absolutely wonderful to come back. So wonderful in one part and incredibly sad on the other part that this beautiful town is now empty. You know, Cyprus is for Cypriots. Let's hope one day there's a resolution where all Cypriots can feel safe. Thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you can press the like and subscribe buttons, that would be great, because it helps us to develop more videos like this one. And hopefully we'll see you again soon. Take care, and thank you very much for watching.
Bye for now.